An erratic driver gets stopped in his tracks, then busts a dance move right before officers bust him.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at 10 intense car chases caught on live TV.
This is so dangerous for everybody out on the road right now.
For this list, we'll be examining the most thrilling, bizarre, and craziest vehicle pursuits that the police have been involved in to ever be broadcast on TV. Do you remember seeing any of these live? Let us know below. Quick tip. Some runners don't know when to give up. In June 2001, Deputy Tiffany Murphy realized the sedan near her had been reported stolen and drove after it through Indianapolis, Indiana.
So imagine the driver's surprise when Deputy Tiffany Murphy suddenly appeared on his tail.
The 16-year-old driver refused to pull over and a chase began. After Murphy called for support, one officer attempted to throw spikes under the sedan's wheels, only for the teenage driver to veer onto the grass, knocking off the vehicle's bumper. With no control and going too fast, the car sailed off a bank before flopping into a retention pond.
Approaching the water, into the air, into the lake!
The teen then tried to escape by swimming in the water, but his skills let him down as officers armed with dogs on the other side forced him to give up.
As he thrashes toward the shore, the perp gets ready to continue his escape on foot. But officers have other plans.
The long pursuit. Usually car chases are pretty short and sweet, but not this incident in October 2011 in Ontario, Canada.
This is where all the drama began at 4 a.m. when police say a man stole a flatbed truck and took off, prompting the chase.
Jason Meadis stole a flatbed truck, and when the cops spotted him, he went on a cruise around the province lasting 500 kilometers, around 311 miles. Up to 20 police cars and a helicopter followed this truck during its sightseeing cruise.
As news of the chase spread, crowds gathered to get a look.
Eventually seeing the pointlessness of continuing since the vehicle contained a restricted speed device, Meadis gave himself up and was arrested.
Police say the truck pulled over suddenly and voluntarily.
Altogether, the chase lasted a whopping 5 hours. The law came down hard on Meadis as he was sentenced to 2 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and banned from driving for life. California speeding. Using substances and driving is a bad mix, but in February 1997, Cameron Taylor took it to another level in San Diego, California.
Now he's in the driver's seat, leading police on a wild chase down side streets and freeways.
He got onto a bus while holding a knife, forcing the driver and the lone passenger off of it. From there, Taylor drove his hijacked vehicle around various routes, often coming into danger over his 2.5-hour trip. Crowds even gathered to watch, occasionally running alongside the rogue bus in support.
A growing mob of onlookers treats the chase like a game.
Thanks to a spike strip destroying the wheels, Taylor's cruise ceased. Reportedly, when he got off the bus to be arrested, a police car left in neutral and, with the cop dog in the driver's seat, ran over Taylor's foot.
It's a wild finish to a bizarre chase.
Reality race. Having stolen a BMW sedan in Los Angeles, California, the driver was recklessly speeding and weaving through vehicles as the police pursued. Even having a minor crash didn't stop the criminal, but LA traffic sure did.
But the rear ending wasn't the surprise ending to this story. Lugging a getaway skateboard was.
Seeing no option, the driver left the car on the road and used a skateboard to try and escape.
For 5 seconds, the suspect tried to skateboard away from officers in hot pursuit on foot.
But then a red truck tried to block his path. When that didn't work, it tried again and succeeded in stopping the skater who was arrested. The driver of the heroic truck was reality TV star Lou Pizarro, who worked on Operation Repo, among others. The vehicle he used to help out is very similar to that in the show's intro.
Police recovered the skateboard, presumably for evidence, though an officer did play footsie with it.
The Valentine's Day pursuit. After South Korean national Kim Hong-il made an illegal turn in his car near Orange, California in February 1996, he did it in view of a police officer who attempted to pull him over. However, Kim refused and the chase was on.
Several agencies were involved in a pursuit that began when police noticed 27-year-old Hong-il Kim driving erratically.
He recklessly sped through traffic, eventually arriving at a shopping mall and nearly running people over. In the parking lot, Kim was cornered by several officers and cruisers, but he was seemingly not ready to give up. Allegedly preparing to ram a couple of officers, the police shot into the vehicle several times, fatally wounding Kim. This incident sparked a massive debate on whether the Orange County Police's actions were justified or not.
Did these officers succumb to high-speed pursuit syndrome, or did Kim pose a real danger to them?
Following the fire, police in Dallas, Texas were in for an adventure in November 2001 when they saw the owner of a truck carrying lumber hanging onto the side of the vehicle to try and stop it from being stolen. After the owner fell off, a 90-minute chase began. The cops managed to shoot out the trailer's back tire. However, the sparks from the rim ignited the lumber, turning the pursuit super dangerous.
And now now there's flames. The truck is on fire.
At one point, the heat fired a flaming wheel across the road. The police even opened fire to stop the chase. To save himself, the driver shook the vehicle to cause the lumber to block the way behind.
Lumber spilled all over the roadway.
But with a firearm wound, he decided to give himself up.
Police rush in, he's on the ground, and it looks like they've got him.
Air accident. In July 2007, a police pursuit was in progress in Phoenix, Arizona. One helicopter from KNX-VTV and another from KTVK were in the sky to report the incident. As Craig Smith was reporting live on the pursuit for KNX-VTV, the feed suddenly became corrupted and horrifying noises could be heard.
We're gonna pull out. We don't know what has just happened right there.
The two helicopters had collided and fallen out of the sky, landing in a secluded area. The four people aboard the aircraft, KNX-VTV pilot Smith and photographer Rick Krolak, and KTVK's pilot Scott Bowerbank and photographer Jim Cox all perished in the terrible accident. Investigators believed pilot error was the cause, as they had to watch radio transmissions, fly the helicopter, and report the news simultaneously.
And fortunately, at a tragic accident like that, it happened in the one place where nobody was really at the time.
The Killdozer. For years, Marvin Heemeyer had been battling zoning issues with the Planning Commission of Granby, Colorado. Having gone through the legal routes and not gotten the answer he desired, the muffler repair shop owner used his welding skills to outfit a bulldozer into a rampaging tool of destruction.
Just received a 911 call reporting that there is an out-of-control bulldozer.
In June 2004, Heemeyer took his Killdozer through Granby, where he destroyed 13 properties, including the town hall, the newspaper office, and the house that belonged to a former mayor.
He even exacts revenge on the home of the town's former mayor.
Heemeyer's rampage cost an estimated $7 million in damages and lasted 2 hours. Heemeyer had enough supplies to stay in the contraption for a week, but after the damaged bulldozer became stuck in a hardware store, Heemeyer took his own life.
The bulldozer grinds to a halt under the rubble of a steel building. Its engine has called it quits.
Armored assault. In May 1995, Sean Nelson drove into the California Army National Guard in San Diego without a problem. Little did the guards know Nelson, a former soldier, had fallen on bad times due to addiction issues and losing his plumbing business and house.
34-year-old Sean Nelson had been a tank crewman in the Army, but police had no idea who was at the controls until it was over.
He found an M60A3 tank, broke the padlock, got inside, and drove it away to cause havoc in the neighborhood. But he reportedly made sure not to harm people.
It was bizarre enough to appear almost comical at times.
Dozens of cars were flattened during a 6-mile rampage, as well as the destruction of traffic lights, utility poles, and other infrastructure. Police eventually got onto the tank and opened it up as Nelson spun the top to shake them off before he was fatally shot.
If Nelson hadn't hung up himself, police said, another tank might have been the only way to stop him.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
The white Bronco. Days after the bodies of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman were found in June 1994, the police in Los Angeles, California expected former football star O.J. Simpson to turn himself in to be charged for his ex-wife and her friend's murder. Instead, he went on the run.
Reuters is reporting that the police tracked O.J. Simpson through his cellular phone.
This sparked the most iconic police chase in history, as Simpson, in his white Ford Bronco, driven by his friend Al Cowlings, attempted to outmaneuver 20 cop cruisers. 95 million folks tuned in to watch the astonishing chase over 2 hours.
It has a lot of mitigating circumstances because of the high profile of the proposed suspect that's inside the vehicle, which could possibly be and appears to be at this time O.J. Simpson.
Some broadcasters showed a split screen, one side the epic chase and the other a sporting event. Eventually, Simpson stopped at his Brentwood home, called his mom, drank some juice, then was arrested.
Al Cowlings and O.J. Simpson through 2 counties through his home, and finally to arrest tonight.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.